And it was in our time.
Second time, round 9.
This feels like a big round. If he can nick another one, Oleksandr Usyk, he's right back in the fight. Usyk's taking the best of Fury. He's still in there. But he's taken some serious shots in there. Oh, what a shot that is! Fury's wobbling. Usyk's caught him.
Fury just switched off for a second on the ropes. And what we saw was a 6'3" Oleksandr Usyk and a 15-stone middleweight physically dominate and walk down a 6'8", 20-stone Tyson Fury.
Is that the game changer? Usyk can sense the finish.
With every punch, your eyes got wider and wider and wider. You was like, no, this is happening, it's happening.
Usyk charging in for a finish. Fury doesn't know where he is. He's all over the ring. Is this a sensation?
I don't think there was an inch of the ring that he didn't cover.
Tyson Fury hanging on. Down he goes, does he not? An astonishing change in the fight.
I want to see that his eyes were still there, you know, that he was still in it. We've seen him get in trouble in fights, like the last round of the first fight he had with Deontay Wilder. His recuperative powers are unbelievable.
I didn't know he was hurt because when a man bounces off that rope and bounces off that rope, to me, he's focused. If the man's up, he's not gone.
And there's the bell. And what a turn.
And I took his best shots and smiled at him. He must have been thinking, wow, what have I got to do to get this man out of there?
Tyson Fury needs this minute like he's never needed a minute before.
Yeah, I don't think the referee's going to stop a fight like that, though, that magnitude. Especially when I've already got off the canvas 10 times in my career to win fights. Do you know what I mean? Nail him to the canvas, but he's going to keep coming.
The winner by split decision from Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk.
All the way through, we were on the edge of our seats watching these two absolute brilliant heavyweights at the pinnacle of their powers and careers. It doesn't get any better. We were there for the most important fight of the 21st century.
What is it you would like to talk about?
Ah, you're awake, Mr. Fury.
How was your flight, Rabbit?
Is everything okay, sir?
It's not too worried.
Don't look at me anymore. I miss you.
Do you miss me?
Don't be afraid. I will not.
When you sleep at night, ugly man, you think of me. I'm going to punch your face in.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Show me your face! Show me your face!
What are you doing here? Wake up, man!
Dad?
Hey, Tyson. We need to end this.
Aye, I'm going to end you.
And feel.
I'm ready to...
Honestly, those promos get better and better. That has to be one of the best yet. We are just a few minutes away from the start of the ceremonial weigh-ins ahead of the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Just a quick reminder for you of how you can watch with us on TNT Sports Box Office tomorrow. Scan the QR code that is on your screen right now for more information. All of the T's and C's. The event is 18+, but please do join myself, Carl, Bunsey and David Hay tomorrow from 4 p.m. All right, we have not got long to wait before these weigh-ins start. Darren Fletcher will be here to talk you through the weigh-ins. But until then, should we take a quick look at the undercard here? Because we have got 8 incredible fights heading your way tomorrow night. Bonson, do you want to kick us off here? What's your pick?
Well, listen, I've got to stick with the heavyweights. And young Moses Satama, I know he's at the top there, 19 years of age. He seems to have been around forever. He's not. He only turned pro last year against Dempsey McKean. Now, Dempsey McKean's last fight was a world title eliminator. He lost in the 12th round to Filip Hrgovic, who earlier this year faced Daniel Dubois for an interim title. And wait for it, I've got to be honest with you, Hrgovic was the favourite in that fight by the bookies. So this is a massive step up for Moses Itama, a massive step up against Dempsey McKean. I know Dempsey McKean's been out of the ring for a year, Rich, but it's still a massive step up in my opinion.
All right, let me jump in here. Richie, Moses Itama fighting in Riyadh again. He's only 19, from Chatham, but never seems to be affected by the big occasion.
He's getting better and better. Yeah. Every time he boxes, you see an improvement in his style. His boxing seems to flow. You hear reports about him boxing in certain gyms and sparring certain opponents with ease. So, yeah, he's really one for the future. Keep his feet on the ground and just keep him winning. But in terms of his technique and his boxing ability, there's not many out there that's better than him, to be quite honest. He's a sensation, I think.
You say one for the future, Carl, future world champ?
Moses Itama, I mean, I would be very surprised if he's not. Now, but there's still a long way to go, but this kid is so special. I mean, he's got it all. He can fight, he can box. He's got the fastest hands I've ever seen for a heavyweight, ever. And we're going back to Ali, we're talking about Mike Tyson. Now, I'm not talking about he's as good as these guys yet, but he's certainly got faster hands on them.
And what's really interesting, okay, is that we think he could fight for a world title, but there's about 30 heavyweights who legitimately are in front of him. We have a situation, and Frank Warren's been talking about it all week. On wherever he's done an interview, Frank's talked about that. We are blessed with this generation. We haven't got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 10 or 12 top quality heavyweights, and they're all going to have to fight him, which they're doing here. So Moses, there's no shortcut to even a vacant title. This is not the 1980s or the 1990s. Things are different now.
Tougher right now than it was 5 years ago.
Absolutely. In the heavyweight division, Moses is looking and he's thinking, I've got to fight at least 3 or 4 of these 15 or 16 or 20, and that's tough, Becky.
Well, speaking of heavyweights, another all-British fight on the cards. Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen. What do you make of this, Richie?
This is a great fight. I think for both of them, this is a great, it's a shot window really to look good. Johnny Fisher, I think, is about number 10 in BoxRec in the UK. Dave Allen's a bit further down. But Fisher, the Romford Bull against the White Rhino. It sounds like a monster movie, to be quite honest. But yeah, I like Johnny Fisher. In his last contest, he took out his opponent in the first round, a good 1-2 combination. Then he followed it up. He looked really, really good. And yes, Dave Allen, though, is very, very strong. He's only been beaten by good fighters like Dillian White, like Luis Ortiz, really good fighters. So for me, if the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, can stop Dave Allen, that would be some performance indeed. But don't write Dave Allen off, because he's as hard as nails.
Yeah, what does he bring?
Dave Allen's a very, very good fighter, and he's linked up with my old coaches Jimmy Moore and Nigel Travis, who I think that speaking to these guys, they seem to think that this is the best shape he's been in for quite a while. And there's a couple of different versions of Dave Allen. If we get the good version of Dave Allen tonight, which I think we will, Johnny Fisher's going to be in for a hard night, a lot harder night than people expect. I think we'll learn a lot about Johnny Fisher after this fight.
And when I spoke to Dave Allen, I think on Tuesday, and I'm not joking, it looked like it was Dave Allen's younger brother I've never seen Dave Allen's skin so good. I've never seen his body so good. I've never seen his eyes so clear, and I've never seen his head so stable, because he's a roller coaster fighter. And I tell you, this is the most dangerous Dave Allen I've seen in whatever he's had 20 odd fights.
Well, they were very respectful at the press conference yesterday. They said they were good friends, but what do you expect when they come face to face here tonight?
There won't be no friendship in the ring, because like I say, they know that the winner could go on to real big things, and you could get a real big payday. I mean, they've probably been well paid anyway out here, but that's what they'll be looking at. And for Dave Allen, yes, definitely he's looking in the best shape. But like I say, the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, ranked number 10, he'll be thinking, I want to get into that top 5 and get in with the real big boys in the British division. So let's wait and see.
Well, they both got to get through tomorrow night, but what are we thinking, like Moses and Talma, Johnny Fisher fights?
Well, I've got to tell you something. If they both came through on Saturday night, Carl, and they were matched, I'd go as far as say that's one of the best non-title fights that could possibly be made in Britain.
Prospects, these guys
would be staggering.
Yeah. We're seeing prospects fighting each other because the money's here for the fights to happen.
I mean, and by the way, they've both got to get through. Yeah. And Johnny Fisher is in a bit of a luckless position, if you don't mind me saying so, because most people, casual fans and even fans, they remember Dave Allen coming in overweight, not being bothered, and just not getting involved. They haven't seen this Dave Allen. Johnny Fisher's up against it, because if he wins, people will say, oh, it's just Dave Allen. And if he loses, people will say, well, that's Dave Allen, he's finished. Johnny's really under pressure.
And I think he's got to go in with the mentality of he might go the distance this time.
Yeah.
You know, he's explosive and he knocks guys out. But Dave Allen's a tough man. So he's got to have that mentality of getting through the contest, going for points. If it becomes a stoppage or a knockout, that will be a massive bonus.
All right, well, we are live here from Riyadh. This is the Wonder Garden. As you can see, it is filling up, ready for the weigh-ins. We are hopeful that they will get underway shortly. Possibly a couple of fighters may have been a little delayed getting here tonight, let's just say. David Adelaide is in the house. I tell you what, it has been a who's who all week, hasn't it, of who's turned up in Riyadh. But look, he's looking pumped, he's looking excited for this weigh-in. Boys, you've had some selfies with various people this week. Carl, you've been the king of it.
King of selfies here.
I've been enjoying myself. We had the night at the Ring magazine gala dinner last night. I was chasing Darren Fletcher about taking photographs for him all night. It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
No, I mean, I've seen some of the greats. My hero, Roberto Duran. Yeah. Got a photograph with him.
What did you ask them? Are they all coming to the fight tomorrow night? Because I feel like everyone's always here at these fights, aren't they? I mean, Lennox Lewis is here. Everybody. Neymar,
yeah.
Lennox is floating around, and Lennox is really at home in Saudi. He's been doing a lot of work. He's been coming out here a lot. And there's a thing, I've had the pleasure over the last 10 years to work with Lennox Lewis, and it is a pleasure and a privilege. And he just floats through. He's just relaxed. That's a picture there of Johnny Fisher's dad, Bosch. Yeah. You know, just go back to Johnny Fisher.
There was a good Chinese. You saw
there's a place, I've discovered a place called like Peking Palace, the dirty Chinese, the best Chinese in Riyadh. Little plug for them. They won't give me a discount. But I'll tell you a great Johnny Bosch story. Johnny Fisher's father. They were selling, 3 years ago, they were selling meat and eggs from a van in Romford Market. 3 years ago, this Christmas. That's how Johnny Fisher was supplementing his early boxing career, by still selling from the back of a van meat and eggs in Romford Market. Now, I'm not saying every boxing story is a fairy tale, but have a look, we're in Wonderland, aren't we, or whatever it's called. Johnny's weighing in Wonderland to fight in Riyadh. 3 years ago, he's going, pork chop, 6 dozen, 5 quid, leg of lamb, trying to beef, fill it here, what's nearly like, I mean, come on, boys and girls, it's ridiculous.
Definitely.
You got a job there, you have.
Look, you can see the lady on the hill there behind us in that shot. That is where the fighters will be walking out from under. I mean, it's spectacular. They walk past some flamingos, for goodness sake, that are having to put up with all this tonight, thinking, what on earth is going on? But it is the most spectacular venue. I mean, it's just...
It's one of the best, because the vegetation's ridiculous everywhere. But I've got to tell you, when we did the open workouts, when it was last night, the night before, with those pyramids, and I'm not joking, I've never seen the real pyramids. I've not been to Cairo, and I really want to go. And I got a selfie with myself. I did a Carl Frampton and a Darren Fletcher. I sat down and I took a selfie with the pyramid going above me. It's 300 feet up in the air, Bex. Yeah. It's a real pyramid. It's unbelievable.
Becky, just before we go on, there was a fight on the undercard, and I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but I'm going to go back. We didn't mention it, and it's maybe not the quality in terms of the fighters that are on it. But Isaac Lowe versus Lee McGregor
what a fight.
is a very, very well-matched fight.
Yeah.
Both of them like to fight. Both of them are aggressive as well. I think that's a fight that it's not going to steal the show because we know what we've got at the top of the bill, but it's going to be a cracking
It's
fight.
going to come close to stealing the show. And I think we should also give a shout out to Peter McGraw, who was meant to be fighting Dennis McCann, challenging for the British title. He's moving up a couple of weights. And at late replacement, 3.5, 4 days notice, Reece Edwards, who I believe's unbeaten, and he's not unbeaten fighting on dinner shows or bad undercards, Carl. He's beaten 2 or 3 really good fighters. I think this is a hard fight. So I don't know about you. Richie nearly lost his world title once because he had a late replacement, and it's a mentality. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Glenn Catley when he was pulled in at a week's notice.
Exactly. It can really throw you because obviously all your sparring is for one opponent, and your tactics and your mindset is set on the opponent that you're going to face, and all of a sudden it's changed, so it's a totally different fight. But Peter McGraw, you got to remember, he's an Olympian, he's a European champion as an amateur, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. So you name it, he's won it. And so he was a quality amateur boxer turned professional, and he's now sort of getting to grips with the pro game, and we're hoping he's going to kick on because he's a quality kid, Peter McGrail, an excellent boxer. He really is.
All right, well, we're hoping to see all these fighters very shortly for the weigh-in. Not quite ready to go yet, so we're going to keep talking, boys, because that is what we do. What about Ishmael Davis? Is that just a thing of keep him fit, keep in shape, and keep your phone on?
He's up against it. He really is. But Ishmael, fair play to him. He came in very late notice, didn't he, against Josh Kelly in his last contest.
Kelly.
1 week, and he gave him a great fight. And I'll tell you what, if it had been another 2 or 3 rounds, who knows? Because he really pushed Kelly towards the end of the contest. He's got nothing to lose, Ishmael Davis. He's got everything to gain. And again here, he's up against a really good kid, the Ukrainian lad Bohachuk, who was a big puncher, knocked out 23 of the 24 opponents that he's faced.
And tough and hard.
Tough and hard. And I always say, he looks like the professional version of Alexander Kichniak. And just to remind people, Alexander Kichniak, Olympic gold medalist for Ukraine at 80k in Paris, just comes forward, Beck, hands very, very high, walks through his opponents just to land them big body shots. He is the professional version of that. So Ishmael Davis is really up against it.
He's up against it, but I'll tell you, there's an example here for other professionals to learn a little bit off Ishmael Davis. He's never out of the gym, and because of that, because he's fit and always prepared to fight, he's happy to take these big opportunities, like the Wembley bill, like this bill, get paid a lot of money. I'm sure he is, but this is a perfect example for other pros to look at, and I think they should take lead from him.
Oh, listen,
nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose. He can just come here, do his stuff, relax, and with absolutely no pressure on his shoulders whatsoever, and hope the same thing that happens to some fighters when good opponents pull out. Let's hope that Bohachuk's maybe taking his eyes off the prize. Look to Ishmael Davis's CV. Look to Ishmael Davis coming in at 2 weeks. And let's get it right. Ishmael would have been the one they chose. They would have been offered 3 or 4 opponents, and these people would have sat around the table and said, let's take Davis. He's not that good. He's got no great history, no great form. So I'm telling you, Ishmael's got nothing to lose. He'll give it a go, few rounds, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right, we just saw Frank Warren is finally in the house as well. Now, he is backing Tyson Fury. Of course he would. He's his fighter, but Tyson said he wants to knock Oleksandr Usyk out at this fight tomorrow. Do you see that happening?
There's a chance it could happen. I mean, they're heavyweights. Both of them are heavyweights. I think, we all know Tyson Fury was hurt in that round 9. A terrible round for him in the fight, but Usyk was hurt as well in the fight. He walked into a few uppercuts, but he disguised them very, very well. But someone with a keen eye like me, Bunsey and Richie, Becky, can spot that, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockout either way, if I'm being honest, and I think both guys will probably be looking for that at some point in the fight.
Look, we heard earlier on from a couple of clips we showed you, like Eddie Hearn's backing Tyson. So many people are coming out and backing Tyson. However, how much confidence will Usyk take from that first fight? Because the first time around, I feel like people were saying, nah, Tyson's got this, he's going to get this, and Usyk came out on top.
What Usyk's been saying, Becky, and I think he's right, is saying, hold on a minute, everyone keeps talking about how Tyson can learn. I won't do his accent because I get in trouble. Everyone's talking about what Tyson can learn from the first fight and how Tyson can change it for the second fight and how Tyson's the one that can make the adjustments. And as he says, what about me? What about me? I can make adjustments. And I'm telling you, they're talking, we might see a slightly different Usyk here. Don't worry about that.
later on we'll hear from Fletch. Fletcher's got some insight on this. I can
we'll hear from
you.
Fletch if the fighters turn up to get this fight.
Eventually. I mean, he's on a half shift. Don't worry about that.
Stick with us, guys.
When we do hear from him, but quite seriously, and he's got some insight. And Alex Krasuk, who's the brilliant manager and close friend and promoter of Usyk, he keeps saying, Steve, this is a different fight. This is a different fight. Now, we knew the first fight that Usyk, well, let's not mince our words, would try and nick the decision. Would fiddle, play around, be elusive and try and nick the decision, which is basically what he did. I'm sensing that maybe that's not 100% the plan for the rematch. I think, no, Becky, when you have the height and reach over any opponent, the ball is in your court.
Yeah.
He has to play to your tune, because if you get your boxing right, if you get your accuracy right with the leading hand, the jab, you're always going to keep your opponent at bay. It's if you throw the shot and you miss the target, you fall in and you allow someone like Usyk to counter-punch you. But when you have height and reach, you're the one who's in control of things, really, from the word go. It's if you hit the target with your first shot. If you miss, then you're in trouble. Yeah. And he did a lot of missing in that first fight, did Tyson Fury. Yeah. This fight, I think it would be totally different. He'd be more accurate, especially with his lead hand.
Do you feel Usyk feels any way, Carl? I know maybe you can answer this. Almost disrespected. He won the first fight.
I think he probably has been a little bit disrespected in terms of just what people are saying. Usyk's, this guy's a genius. He's a genius. He's a great, in my opinion. I think we should be talking about him as one of the greatest fighters that's ever lived. So it's very naive to everybody, and I've been doing it as well. Talk about Tyson can change in his fight and he can adapt. So can Oleksandr Usyk, and Alex Krasuk and Usyk have been saying that. So I think there has been probably a little bit of disrespect thrown Usyk's way, but I think people are just trying to look at Tyson and what he done wrong. I think it was more. Usyk was amazing on the night. It was an unbelievable performance. But Tyson's performance, we know Tyson can be a lot better than that.
Definitely.
I think that's the issue.
And I think yesterday at the press conference, Usyk took a predictions kicking, and I'll explain. First of all, Eddie Hearn stands up and he says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going Tyson Fury. Then up stands Bob Arum, 92, one of the greatest promoters in history. It's going to be my man, to Fury. And then up stands Frank Warren and says, of course it's going to be my man. Then up stands Turki Al-Sheikh, 5 feet from Usyk, and says, I'm going for Fury as well.
Or one Dave Allen.
So Dave Allen, who's sitting next to Usyk, even he says it. So it was quite ridiculous, that it really was. Tactically, though, Becky, I don't think things will change from Oleksandr Usyk. Yeah. I think he'll do the same thing, but his movement will probably be a little bit better, a little bit sharper. He'll just do what he did before, but with a lot more confidence. So I don't see a lot of tactical change from Usyk. I think movement is definitely the key. It's going to be a cracking contest.
Well, look, we can see Paris Fury there. Tyson said he hadn't spoken to her in a whole 3 months. He has completely shut himself away in this fight camp, which is a completely different mentality to anything that he has had before. So we are so looking forward to seeing what's coming out here. Frank Warren, legendary Hall of Fame fighter. Great to see you, Frank. How are you? Come join us, sir.
How you doing, Frank?
Frank, bit of a delay, so thank you very much for joining us. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Been an excellent week, hasn't it?
It's been amazing. We're one day away from what I feel is going to be one of the best fights we've seen.
What did you make of the press conference yesterday and that face-off, which was 11 minutes in length? It was quite incredible.
I've never seen anything like it, to be quite honest, and it tells you the intensity of the two guys. They weren't prepared to give that much away. They're both in each other's face. It's like if whoever looks away, it's a moral victory, or it's giving them a more incentive. And neither of them were prepared to say that we're going to give anything to you. I'm not going to give nothing to you, and it was vice versa. They are so on this. I've never seen such an intensity for a fight, to be quite honest. And it's a different Tyson Fury. Normally, he'll have a smile, he'll joke, he'll push him away. I've seen him kiss people. None of that. This is on. He's right on it. I just spoke to his wife, Paris. She said she'd never seen him in this mood before. This mode. He's not. He hadn't spoken to her for 3 months,
which is incredible.
And I've not spoken with him. I've had a couple of conversations. Most conversation I had was day before yesterday, and he's on it. And his mantra is, "I am going to win. I am going to win."
Frank, is that out of the ordinary for you? Would you normally be in contact with Tyson throughout camp at this time?
I'd ring and obviously see how things going and that, you know, and I like to think we're quite close and so forth. So, of course, I mean, obviously I speak to the cam and find out what's going on, but no, he's not speaking to anybody. Just switch the phone off, that's it, done.
So does that mean that you are not sure what will happen in the ring with Tyson Fury?
No, I know what's going to happen. As soon as that bell goes, both those fighters, they shared 12 hard-fought rounds. Magnificent contest, fight of two halves, and neither of them. I mean, you look at Usyk. Is a great fighter, but he doesn't fight so great going backwards. And that first round of the last fight, as soon as the bell went, he was on top of him. Tyson's not so bad going backwards, but he knows he's got to push the other guy back. So as soon as that bell goes, it will be war.
I am not one to interrupt you, but I'm getting shouted at. You are needed elsewhere, Frank. No, don't do that. We always want to keep you, but go and enjoy. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness, what an end to this. Let's go to Thomas Schreiber.
And His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Al-Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, and Sella in association with Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, and Gold Star Promotions, along with our great sponsors: Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia Airlines, New Muraba Development Company, Tauniya, Lucid Motors, and Al Tanfidi. A big thanks to those great sponsors. This event will be shown worldwide and in the UK on DAZN, and also in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and Sky Sports Box Office. And now, boxing fans joining us worldwide and boxing fans here in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, let's get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round international super featherweight contest. First, coming to us from Cali, Colombia, a veteran of 46 professional bouts, here is Joshua White Wolf Ocampo.
So first up tonight, Richie, we get to see Joshua Ocampo, who's significantly more experienced than the man that he's going to be in with tomorrow night, Mohamed Alakal. We're going to see there's a real buzz around Riyadh and Saudi Arabia in general about him, but let's start off with his opponent.
Yeah,
first.
He's got a tough fight, hasn't he, Ocampo? You know, it's his 11th contest, Fletch, this year, and yeah, he's a bit of a toughie. He's had 46 contests, and he will come here and he'll think this is an opportunity, you know, to spoil the party. Come all the way from Colombia, and yeah, he'll be very, very confident.
And now let's welcome undefeated with one victory. He hails from right here, Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Let's welcome mighty Mohamed Alakal.
This is the man, Bunsey, that in these parts there's a real buzz about.
There is a real buzz about him. We've had a couple of boxers, Saudi boxers, who have started boxing overseas, and they've not gone under the radar, but they've not maybe been pulled to the front. Whereas Mighty Mo, with Joe Gallagher and his Moss side background, having studied in Scotland with his mixed up, I'm not going to say this, with his mixed up accent, he's captured a bit of imagination. You know why? Because he can properly fight, Fletch.
And now let's welcome first to the scale, Joshua Ocampo. 133.4 for Joshua White Wolf Ocampo. Now to the scale, Mohamed Alakal. 134.1 for mighty Mohamed Alakel.
So this one, 6 rounds at featherweight. This is going to kick everything off tomorrow night. Second fight
Once
for Mohamed
again, ladies and gentlemen,
Alakel.
these two competing tomorrow in a 6-round international super featherweight contest.
One observation for a little bit later on, Carl, and we will deal in facts here based on what you were saying about my photographic abilities last night slightly earlier when I wasn't here to defend myself. There's not a great deal of room on that stage later for the face-off for the big fellas.
We'll give you that one, Fletch. You spotted it. Was it Fletch spotted it?
Yeah,
it was Fletch.
It was Fletch. Did I say it was you? Sorry, it was Fletch this morning. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of space there.
By the way, now, you're picked for your toughness. You play a very important role in this sport. But what problems do you believe you can cause young fighters like Mohamed Alakel who are just finding their feet as professionals?
Will be the experience, you know, because it's a lot of fights, a lot of times that I'll be on the ring, so that will be a difficult way to get into really a contest, and I hope it will be a really good show.
As do we. Enjoy the experience and enjoy the big stage as well, Joshua, tomorrow night. Thank you.
Mohamed, you're only 24 hours away from your second professional fight and the opening bout for the big one in 2024. What are your thoughts, especially when you see your opponent saying it's going to be a great show?
I'm excited. All the hard work is done now. It's time to have fun.
We can't wait to see you in the ring. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's the scene. It's quite unique, I think, for a setting, Steve, for a weigh-in like this. I like it with a big will in the background and the very sort of happy woman, giant woman, the mound.
International Heavyweight Championship. First, we will welcome the challenger, coming to us from El Chamizal, Ecatepec, Estado de Mexico. His professional record, 10 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. 4 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Edgar Ramirez.
What can you tell us about Edgar Ramirez, Richie?
Well, he's got a great opportunity here. Mexico, remember, has never produced that world heavyweight champion just yet. We've had Andy Ruiz with Mexican descent, should I say, that has won the title. But Ramirez, tough guy. He's had 12 fights, he's won 10, he's got 4 knockouts, so he's not really a puncher. He's lacking the height and reach in this one, Fletch, so he's got to get up close and whip that right hand over the top. But you never know with him. Like I say, big stage.
The defending champion from Odessa, Ukraine. He brings an undefeated record with 13 wins, 10 of those 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBC International Champion, Andriy Rampage Nowitzki.
Now, Bunchy, you're never one for hyperbole. I know that. But the notes I was given before this fight mention the name Ivan Drago in association with this fella on his way now.
Well, that's because of the big square jaw, the big shoulders, and the Eastern European heritage. But people underestimate Drago. He could really fight. Let's put it that way. Look at the size of this guy.
First to the scale, we welcome the challenger, Edgar Ramirez. $261.1 for the challenger, Edgar Ramirez. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Andriy Nowitzki. £237 for the defending champion, Andriy Rampage Nowitzki.
Flex, that's 7 pounds lighter than what he weighed in his previous contest, Nowitzki, so he means business. Look at the height and reach he's got over his opponent.
Tomorrow in a 10-round contest for the WBC International Heavyweight Championship.
One phrase that often gets spoken about, Carl, is never judge a book by its cover. If you did do that here, you would make Nowitzki a massive favourite looking at the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, everybody done that when Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz, and he was
in worse shape. He was in worse shape than that guy.
A lot worse shape. But
when Andy Ruiz stripped off in New York,
people laughed.
It was ridiculous.
So this is the scene behind us, and on that very stage, we'll go back to the point. If they stand and face off, and there's any kind of aggravation when the big fellas get on the stage, there's not a great deal of room for it to be played out, and it's quite a drop of about 6 feet. So they've got to be careful up there if it is going to be a little bit fractious later on.
You made that point, Flash, and I think it was a great observation. The security need to be really strong. I think there'll be a lot of them up there, but I can't see anything. Just with the demeanour of Tyson all week, there's going to be a lot of aggression up there on the stage, and there's not a lot of space. Don't be surprised if someone spills over the edge.
See, I don't think that you need extra security. You need, and I don't want to kill the great visuals, you need great segregation. Because what that's like, I liken it to that amusement arcade machine. You know, when you put your pen in and it falls at the back, then it pushes the coins off the edge. More and more people on that stage. From the back, the pressure will go to the front, and the ones at the front will topple over. I'm telling you, Flex, they've got to be separated, massively separated. Sorry, mate. It's a great visual. It's got to happen.
From Tour France, he brings an undefeated record with 14 wins, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Dylan Force Tranquille Collin.
So this is the light heavyweight fight that's going to be up third tomorrow night. Dylan Collin from France against Daniel Lapin, who's an interesting character based on the fact he's got connections through his brothers to the Oleksandr Usyk camp. He's 6'6". He's a big light heavy. We'll see it in a minute. But this is his opponent on his way to the ring now, Dylan Collin. So he's first up on the stage, up there with Thomas Triber.
And now let's welcome from Kyiv, Ukraine. He brings an undefeated record with 10 wins. 4 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Daniel Chipunya Lapin.
We've seen a bit of Daniel Lapin, Richie, when we've been sat together at ringside, and if you say he's a light heavyweight who stands 6'6" and he can move, that kind of tells you what he might be able to do moving forward.
Absolutely. I think it must rank as the worst type of opponent for any orthodox boxer, a tall, counter-punching southpaw, and that's what you have here. He's 6'6", he's a southpaw, he's well schooled, he's very accurate and sharp, so yes, again, he's got the tools for the job. And Dylan Collin, he's been out the ring for a year, remember. This is a really tough job for him indeed.
Dylan Collin. .173.1 for Dylan Force Tranquille Collin.
Who looks in great shape, by the way.
Now to the scale.
Yes, he does indeed. He's the former undefeated French champion, you remember. And he's unbeaten in 14. So, you know, this is a really good contest between 2 unbeaten boxers, Steve.
174.9 for Daniel Chipunya Lapin.
You're going to see the difference here when they stand face to face.
We are indeed. It's a good story, Lapin. I mean, it's a good story. I travelled back from Saudi Arabia on a plane with him and his girlfriend. When we got to London, I said, have you had to fly to London to get to your home? And he said, I have lost my home. My home is gone. I'm living in exile. We forget that sometimes with Ukrainian fighters, Fletch.
Light heavyweight championships.
Both of them looking like they're all business up there, and you can see the height advantage that Daniel Lapid has. I think I'm right in saying he was the first fighter signed to Oleksandr Usyk's promotional company as well, wasn't he?
And he was the first one, and his brother obviously works with Usyk, and they've been friends since Serhij, his brother, made Oleksandr cry Oleksandr's first week in the gym.
Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a Schedule 10 around international super featherweight contest. It is brought to you in association with Boxer. First, we welcome from Penny Craig, Wales. He is undefeated with 16 wins, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current WBA Intercontinental Champion, Reese Lightning Edwards.
Now, Carl, this should have been Dennis McCann, who we know is not here for obvious reasons, but one man's disappointment is another man's opportunity, and what a chance this is for Reese Edwards to make a name for himself.
It's a big opportunity, and again, coming in at such short notice, Peter McGrail, I think all the pressure's on him now. Edwards was already training, I believe, for another fight, so he'll be in good shape, but the fact that he's fighting another opponent, the pressure is on McGrail certainly in
And
this
now
fight.
let's welcome from Liverpool, England, a 2020 Olympian. He now has a professional record of 10 wins, just 1 defeat. 6 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current WBA International Champion, Peter Blood McGrail.
Just one footnote on Reese Edwards. He was supposed to be fighting Leon Woodstock in January, so he was in camp. On Peter McGrail, Richie, I know you really like him.
Yeah, he's a very skillful boxer indeed, and he's shooting up the ratings, isn't he? It's Shabazz Massoud that's the number 1 at the moment in the super bantamweight division. But Reese Edwards, remember, he's an out-and-out featherweight, so this could be a bit of a risk for Peter McGrail.
Yeah, and this is being fought tomorrow night, Steve, at super feather.
So 7 pounds above his weight. That's a massive percentage of his weight, remember, Fletch.
$129.1 for Reese Lightning Edwards. Now to the scale, Peter McGrail. $129.8 for Peter Blood McGrail.
And remember, Fletch, what a great gym they've got.
Yeah.
Everton Red Triangle. Hey, Carl, with
the sparring,
Nick
unbelievable.
Paul and Andrew Kane.
Can I just say, if Peter McGrail is kind of fighting above the weight that he was meant to fight at,
2 weights.
Where's the poundage coming from to get back down? I've never seen. Is there 7 pounds on him?
I can't see it. You used to do it somehow. There'll be nothing on you, and you'd still lose the weight.
I mean, look,
ridiculous, isn't it?
Ripped to the bone.
Yeah. So it's a tricky fight, Fletch, to be quite honest, because Reese Edwards is naturally probably the bigger man. It doesn't look like it there, but he's a natural featherweight, and he's boxing up at super feather now.
He's also got very little to lose and everything to gain.
Absolutely.
He's had a most amazing Christmas present. Let me just tell you something. This fight wouldn't have happened 5 years ago.
This is what boxing is all about. I'm not sure what you were doing a little bit earlier this week, but look where you are now, the biggest stage of all. When the call did come to face Peter McGrail this week, what made this an easy decision for you and the team?
Well, look where I am, so it was an easy choice, and I'm really grateful to be here, and can't wait to get in there tomorrow and hopefully do the job.
And you're an unbeaten fighter in your own right, 16-0, you've got the weight on your side as well. What gives you that self-belief that you can turn up here from what you've seen of Peter McGrail and cause what would be, because of the late notice, a bit of an upset here tomorrow night, Reese?
Listen, I know Peter's a very good fighter, but I believe in myself also. I've sparred some top people, and I know I'm very good, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Reese, big credit to you for taking the fight on such short notice, and best of luck as well tomorrow night.
Peter, you finally get a chance to have a face-off with your opponent, only 24 hours away from getting into the ring. What are your impressions?
Yeah, big respect to Reese and his team for taking the fight, coming over on such short notice. Gives me the opportunity to perform on the biggest stage of all. But yeah, you know, it feels a lot more real now. First head-to-head there, and you know, we're ready to go tomorrow now.
Let's talk about the weight real quick. 130 pounds on the dot for him. But for you, this is perhaps the heaviest you've ever been. How is that going to work for you?
Look, that's made fight week a lot easier for me. You know, I've been eating very, very well this week, so you know it's going to show in the ring. I'm feeling ready, feeling strong. I'm in great shape, and looking forward to perform for everyone Saturday.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's Peter McGrail and Rhys Edwards. That's at super feather, so the heaviest that Peter McGrail's ever fought at. And that's another intriguing fight when you look at the bill. Next up, we're going to get Isaac Lowe and Lee McGregor. And there might just be a slight delay until we get these two, but I know that's a fight that you three are really looking forward to. That could be anything, couldn't it?
I'm
Isaac
really
Lowe
looking,
and Lee
I
McGregor.
think this fight will go under the radar a bit just because of the magnitude of the fight, the big fight.
So we have got a slight break in proceedings while we just get the next two fighters ready to come to the scales. We've still got to see the likes of Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen, Ishmael Davis and Sergei Bohachuk, and of course Dempsey McKean and Moses Atama before the two main event fighters get to the stage. We're back here in Riyadh in a couple of minutes' time.
It's just a little bit all over the shop, but it's like, yeah, so we're happy. Yeah. This is going to be a test for the stage. McGregor and Lowe have gone at each other. So this is the test.
What is it you would like to talk about?
No, it's fine, no worries, whatever, we're all right.
Ah, you're awake, Mr. Fury.
How was your flight, Rabbit?
Is everything okay, sir?
It's not too worried.
You don't look at me anymore. I miss you.
Do you miss me?
Don't be afraid. I will walk with you.
When you sleep at night, ugly man, you think...
Think of me. I'm going to punch your face in.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Show me your face! Show me your face!
What are you doing here? Where's your punch?
Dad?
Hey, Tyson. We need to end this.
I'm going to end you.
And feel. And then feel.
By way of knockout, he is the former British, Commonwealth, and European champion, Lightning Lee McGregor.
Next up to weigh in is Lee McGregor. This is a featherweight fight against Isaac Lowe, and I've got to say, Steve, there's been no love lost between these two. And we know from an Isaac Lowe perspective, he loves to be in a tear-up. This could be lively.
Well, Lee's not immune to having a tear-up as well. Now, there's a bit of history I don't know about that must go back a few years. They bumped into each other somewhere along the line in a gym, and they've obviously had some serious sessions.
And now let's welcome from Morecambe, England. He has a professional record of 25 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws, 8 wins. Coming by way of knockout, he is the former English, Commonwealth, and WBC International Champion, Usyk Westgate Warrior Lowe.
A lot of support in here for Isaac Lowe. He's a key part of Tyson Fury's team. He's a very close friend of the Gypsy King, and he's only ever lost, Rich. He's a good man.
He's only ever lost, you're right, 2 good men. 2 good men that have gone on to become world champion, Nick Ball and obviously Alberto Luis Lopez from Mexico. So yes, this kid can fight, and he's always in really exciting tear-ups, toe-to-toe battles.
To the scale, Lee McGregor. 125.9 for Lightning, Lee McGregor. Now to the scale, Isaac Lowe. 125.1 for Isaac Westgate Warrior Lowe.
Let's have a look at this face-off then.
I'm looking forward to this fight, boys. I'm telling you, this could...
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow.
Don't be falling, lads.
In a 10-round contest for the vacant WBC International Featherweight Championship.
What I will say here is that the featherweights are a wee bit easier to handle than the big boys. So.
Basically, what we're talking about there is that's only half a Tyson there, remember?
Yeah, there's a lot being said up there,
Don't
Richie.
worry.
A lot being said.
Yeah, real serious stuff. You've seen Lee McGregor actually said to the bodyguard, look, let me just get to him a little bit and I'll be okay. So they're being sensible about it. They're really having a go in terms of the talking that they're doing, but it's all serious stuff. It's good to see.
Spencer Brown in the background, just making sure when the time was right to step back.
Yeah, so he wouldn't go over the edge. Let me tell you something. Those 2 on the stage are half the size of the 2 heavyweights. I don't want to be the killjoy in this setup. They can't have a face-off like that tonight, Fletcher. It can't happen.
Yeah, well, we've made that point. As you can see, it's not very far from that podium in the middle of the stage to the edge of it. It's quite a drop, and there's got to be a lot of discipline up there. The bigger the men, the less the room, and the bigger the entourage, which does potentially pose a problem later on. And we're going to get a couple of big fellas up next, which might be a dress rehearsal. Johnny Fisher and
the
Dave
fans
Allen.
certainly enjoyed that. Tempers rising tends to be the case when we're less than 24 hours to go. Just tell us what was being said there between yourself and Isaac Lowe.
That's a good thing about this, isn't it? Like we get to find out tomorrow. That was what was said. All the talking's done. It's time to go to work.
What do you believe? He has a lot to say, and people find him entertaining. But what do you believe in the ring will be the difference and his reality tomorrow once that bell rings?
Well, this is the thing. He's saying that I've got no heart. I've got no this. Like that's one thing I've got, and I've got it massively. You cannot question my heart. So I told him that. I says, we'll see tomorrow.
And when you think about yourself, you had to show perseverance. At times you had a difficult time in the sport, a period of frustration. To credit to you for showing that perseverance. But what do you believe this moment represents in the Lee McGregor story?
That's it. This is the new chapter for me. You know, I've been through so much, got through so much, and now is my time to announce myself to the world, and I'm going to do it. Trust me.
Great stuff, Lee. Best of luck tomorrow night. Enjoy.
Isaac, you're never a man short of words, and you just heard that this is his chapter. What do you have to say about that?
We'll see tomorrow night when he gets put to sleep. He's getting knocked back out. He said it's the best version of Lee McGregor. I hope it is, because this is the best version of Isaac Lowe, and trust me, he is getting put to sleep tomorrow night. I'm going to die in that ring. He's getting it tomorrow.
And the guys out there are saying that this could be the fight that actually steals the show. What are your thoughts on that? Basically, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, 100%. There is no pressure. I was no pressure in front of all these people. This is the fun part. This is going to be a good fight. Lee's a tough kid. Comes forward. He'll have a fight. But listen, there's no one like me. I'm strong. I'm fit. I'm ready to go. And then he's in with a gypsy boy now, so he's getting knocked back, fucking out.
Thank you.
Apologies, but it's that kind of day.
Yeah, look, I mean, this one could steal
Our
the show,
next
honestly.
2 fighters competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome from Doncaster, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 23 wins, 6 defeats, 2 draws, 18 of those 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is known as the Doncaster De La Hoya, David the White Rhino Allen.
Bugsy, talk me through the Doncaster De La Hoya. Well, you know what, Fletch? I do love telling a story, and I'd love to take the credit for that one, but it's not me. It's beautiful. Dave Allen's got a very, very good sense of humour. The Doncaster De La Hoya, I'm having that, son.
I mean, he thinks the sky's the limit for him, so he's here to put on a show.
You know, we talk about nothing to lose. He's the ultimate nothing to lose tonight.
And now let's welcome from Romford, London, England. He is undefeated with 12 wins, 11 of those 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Johnny the Romford Bull Fisher.
So here comes Johnny Fisher, the British Young Boxer of the Year. And if you look at the illustrious names that have won that award down the years and what they've gone on to do, that's often a good indicator of what the future might look like, Richard.
Yes, absolutely, Fletch. You're quite right. Johnny Fisher, remember, he's looked on as a bit of a puncher, isn't he? 11 knockouts in the 12 wins that he has. But we have to remember, Dave Allen's got 18 knockouts himself, so he's quite a big puncher. But Johnny Fisher, I think, is the favourite here. But it's going to be a cracker, this one, because they're both confident going into the fight.
$257.6 for the Doncaster De La Hoya, David the White Rhino Allen.
He just made that up there, you know.
Johnny Fisher. $241.1 for the undefeated Johnny the Romford Bull Fisher.
One thing that doesn't need to be emphasised here, that this is the biggest night of both of these men's careers, and a real opportunity knocks for the pair of them when they step in the ring tomorrow night.
Absolutely, Fletch. And the thing is, as well, with Johnny Fisher, like I say, he'll be favourite, but he's got to be patient here, because Dave Allen, hard as nails, he can punch himself. So, like I say, Johnny Fisher has got to probably go prepared to go the distance.
It's also a much more respectful face-off for the big fellas. There's been a lot of respect between the two of them in the build-up.
Well, he used the line, Dave Allen, yesterday. He said, I hope my son grows up to be half the man Johnny Fisher is. I'll take that for an opponent line, Fletch, every day of the week.
Absolutely. Let's hear from them then.
Well, Dave Allen, here we go. You've said throughout the whole build-up, mentally, physically, this is the best you've ever felt, because you've never been so motivated to win a fight, this fight against Johnny Fisher. In the build-up, look, you've been honest. You've called him a novice. You've called this a lottery ticket. You said he's a kid. What is burning those fires so brightly in Dave Allen to win this fight tomorrow night?
Lots of things. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one people will remember me for, and I want to be remembered for being one hell of a man. So, yeah, tomorrow's the big one.
And you've been vocal throughout as well about how you see this fight ending with Johnny Fisher. You've kept talking about your experience, but if he comes steaming at you like he has done throughout his journey so far, his last two have been over within 90 seconds in the first round. If he comes at you in the same way, what do you believe happens to the Romford Bull?
Oh, he's making a big mistake, yeah. This is a big step up. No one's ever run onto me before. You know, I've been beaten, I've been outboxed, but I will never, ever be outfought. So, if he wants to play them games, you know what they say about feathers and stuff, so we'll see.
Dave, wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Johnny, you just heard that from the other side of this platform. You're making a big mistake. What do you have to say about that?
there's no mistakes in this game because I leave no stone unturned. I'm ready for whatever is thrown at me. We're prepared for every eventuality. But one thing I know is I've got huge power and I've got huge heart. I'm going to show all of that tomorrow night.
We had an opportunity to talk earlier, and you did say this is perhaps the biggest challenge you have. Let's put aside the fact that he came in a bit heavier than you. Why is this so important for you?
My next fight, whoever it is always my biggest challenge. No one, the other opposition never matters to me. It matters about what I can do. I'm the Romford Bull, and I do what I do every time, and that's bring heat.
There you go. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
The question was asked in the press conference yesterday, what happens when a rhino meets a bull? That's what we're going to find out tomorrow, Carl.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one. I think we will learn a lot about Johnny Fisher in this fight. How good he really is. There's two versions of Dave Allen, a good one and a bad one. I think we're going to see the good one tomorrow night, so we'll know how good Johnny Fisher is.
For the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with 360 Promotions. We will first welcome, coming to us from Leeds, Yorkshire, England. He brings a professional record of 13 wins, just 1 defeat. 6 of those 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis.
Bunchy, I think this is one of the fairy tale stories in boxing of 2024. He's gone from the banqueting hall at Ellen Road, which doesn't hold that many people, to Josh Kelly at Wembley on the Dubois Joshua undercard, and now he's in Riyadh in this fight. I mean, it's astonishing, the Ishmael Davis journey.
Not only is it astonishing, he's relishing it. So he's not considering himself lucky. He took the Josh Kelly fight at 7 days' notice. He's taken this at 2 weeks' notice. A final eliminator for a world title against a man that people don't want to fight. It's slightly beyond fairy tale, Fletch, in my opinion.
Ukraine, now fighting out of Los Angeles, California, USA. He brings a record of 24 wins, 2 defeats, 23 of those 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC interim super welterweight champion of the world, Serhiy El Flaco Bohachuk.
Only lost to Virgil Ortiz. I mean, this is a high-class operator, Richie, that Ishmael Davis is in with.
Yes, he is. He's WBC number 2, remember, and WBO number 14, so he's a world-ranked fighter. Tall for super welterweight at 6 foot, but he doesn't really use his height to reach. He's a front-foot pressure fighter. He's willing to box at short and mid-range, really lets the punches go. Big puncher in terms of his power, 23 knockouts. This is a really hard contest for Ishmael Davis, but I think he knows that anyway. But yes, Serhiy Bohachuk, he's a class act.
153.6 for Ishmael, the Black Panther Davis.
He looks sculptured, Carl.
Yeah, he looks in great shape. I always thought there's a lesson here for other pros. Always be in the gym like Ishmael Davis. You get these opportunities, you stay in good condition, you get paydays, and he has a chance to win a world title on Saturday night.
$153.1 for Serhiy El Flaco Bohachuk.
Do you think the message, Richie, in his camp is don't take your eyes off the ball, don't take Ishmael Davis for granted?
I think Ishmael Davis will be hoping for that. I think if he takes Ishmael Davis lightly, he could come unstuck, because he's there to be hit, Fletch. He's exciting, Bohachuk, but he's there to be hit, isn't he, Steve?
Yeah, and Davis is a smarter fighter. We keep going on about the fairy tale, rather I keep going on about the fairy tale, but he was an unbeaten fighter before Josh Kelly, and he was a guy that was on the fringes. He was a guy, Fletch, who was just about to become avoided.
I think think he started to get more confidence in himself the longer the fight went on against Josh Kelly.
Did he ever? Absolutely.
And in his last 2 contests, Fletch, he's gone 12 rounds twice now.
Yeah.
And the confidence that gives you, Carl will tell you, that's massive.
Yeah, fit guy, extremely fit guy, but he's got an opportunity again. No pressure on this kid, which is a nice position to be coming in. All he has to do is put on a good performance, and I think he will.
Not only has he got no pressure, okay, he knows exactly what Bohachuk can bring.
Late notice, yet you're all game. What does it mean to you to be here?
It means everything, man. I want to thank the man to my right, Eddie, you know, giving me a chance again. And these are the chances that make great people. So I'm here, man, ready to do the job on tomorrow night, and let's see what he's got.
What kind of statement do you need to do?
I just need to go and get the win. That's all I need to do.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, Sergey Bohachuk, you were meant to be fighting Israel Madrimov. It's not. It's Ishmael Davis. He's taken this chance. How are you feeling about this change in opponent? He's very ambitious.
For me, it doesn't matter who. I'm ready for this fight. I have big camp. I have a lot of sparring partners, different sparring partners, short, tall. I have a lot of experience. It doesn't matter who.
Final eliminator as well for the world title. A win takes you closer to your dream. How does that feel?
I'm happy. I'm excited. Of course, it's a big chance for me and for the next fight and the title fight. I want. I'm hungry. I want this. I'm very excited.
Very proud as well to have that Ukrainian flag behind you. What will this mean to you and your country tomorrow night?
You know, in Ukraine now hard time. I wanna motivate my people. I wanna show my people. Ukrainian, it's winner people. I want in Ukrainian won. Everyone, Ukrainian people, winner.
Best of luck to you tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
The thoughts there of the two fighters, and Madrimov, who he should have been in with tomorrow night, is the fighter that gave Terence Crawford a decent fight in Los Angeles in the summer. So Ishmael Davis stepping in for him.
Ishmael's filling some big boots, and what we've got to hope for here. Let's not mince our words. Let's not hide from it. We've got to hope that Bohachuk, Sergey, and his people have taken their eyes off the prize slightly, just a little bit. They've taken their eyes off the prize. It gives Ishmael just an extra boost. Let's get that straight.
Scheduled for 10 rounds. It will be for the WBO Intercontinental and the vacant WBA International Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger from Gold Coast, Australia. He has a professional record of 22 wins, just 1 defeat, 14 of those 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former Australia, former WBO Asia Pacific, and former IBF Intercontinental Champion, Dempsey the Tower McKean.
So here comes Dempsey McKean. The last time we saw him, he pushed Filip Hrgovic all the way and only lost in the 12th and final round. To step up this for Moses Itauma. Really looking forward to this one tomorrow night.
You know what, I was talking to Frank Warren about this, and I said, Frank, this might be one of the biggest risks I've seen you take with an unbeaten prospect. And I'll stand by that.
The quote he gave was, I hope I've not made this fight too soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think it just shows you the faith that Frank and the team have. And Moses Itauma, he's a quality fighter.
From Chatham, Kent, England. He had a stellar amateur career, and now at just 19 years of age, he is undefeated as a professional with 10 wins, 8 of those 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending WBO Intercontinental Champion, Moses Itauma.
So the supremely talented, powerful, exciting Moses Itauma, still a teenager. Biggest test he's had as a professional so far. I mean, the power is obvious. It's the speed of his hands that impresses me, Richard.
Fletch, when this contest was made, yes, I agree with the lads. I thought it's a big risk, most definitely. But I still think that Moses Itauma will win this contest. The question for me is,
how impressive he's going to be, and how will he beat Dempsey McKean? Will he struggle, or will he just raise the level again and just show us how good he really is?
$251.1 for Dempsey the Tower McKean. Now to the scale, the undefeated Moses Atalma, the defending champion.
Dempsey McKean, 6 pounds heavier than he was for the fight against Filip Hrgovic.
249.1 for Moses Atalma.
Significantly, Richie, Moses Atalma 10 pounds heavier than his last fight.
10 pounds heavier, yeah. That's a bit surprising, actually. But maybe it's because he was in against a quite a heavy opponent. But nothing in terms of the height. Dempsey McKean probably just a little bit taller. But yes, a big risk. But like I say, we know he's special, Moses Atalma. How special is he? Because this is a tough fight, Stevie.
It's a tough fight, and I like heavyweights to find an optimum weight, like Lennox says, the weight you're best at. Yeah. Don't worry about your opponents, don't worry about anything, coming at your weight. 10 pounds at 19 when he didn't fight that long ago. I'm going to say it now, even if he wins, I think 10's a bit too much. I really do.
I think so. I'm a little bit surprised, but I agree with everything you said and what Lennox has said previously. Yeah. There's an optimum weight for a heavyweight fighter, and maybe he thinks this is his new optimum weight.
Could be it.
Thank you, Adi. Dempsey, we had an opportunity to speak, and you mentioned the importance of this fight after the Hrgovic event. 24 hours away from getting into the ring. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I just got to get in there and do the business. It's a fight, you know, this is what we put the hard yards in, the hours every single day. You know, 11, 12 weeks of training camp has brought us to this moment in front of it's going to be a packed out crowd as well on one of the biggest cards of the year as well. So, look, I'm excited and I'm more than ready for this.
How do you plan on just messing up his party?
By winning the fight, punching him more than he punches me and inflicting a bit more damage than he does on me. So, look, we're confident in our game plan, our skill set, and just got to put it all into play.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, I'm here with the 19-year-old heavyweight sensation, Moses Atalma, 24 hours away from the acid test. This is the one. This is the step up. Tell us what's going on in the mind of Moses Atalma.
Nothing really, man. I've just been ready to go, man. I'm trying to perform in front of the Saudi crowd, put on a big show, a big knockout, and, you know, do my thing.
Listen, you've been saying all week, you're just a kid from Chatham. What's going on? Look at all these people.
Do you know what, yeah? Listen, sometimes I do have to pinch myself. Like, I'm boxing for the WBO title. Listen, I'm pleased. I'm more than pleased, and I've put myself in this position, and now I'm gonna grab it with both hands. I ain't letting go of it.
You've got a man there in Dempsey McKean who has oozed confidence. Many people are saying he said there he's going to ruin your party. How does that make you feel?
I ain't worried about that.
And final one, we've seen you just a little bit heavier in this fight than you were in your last fight. Is there any thought behind that? You're just getting bigger and stronger?
It's the trainers. It's the trainers. Don't worry about that. Nah, do you know what? I got more weight in my punches now, so we'll see tomorrow night.
Best of luck, Moses Atalma.
Thank you very much.
So the weight's in the punches, not in the body. If that's the case, he's in for a big night, Dempsey McKean, tomorrow night, if he hits any harder than he has been doing. Amir Khan's joined us here.
How are you guys?
Great to see you. I mean, what about this, first and foremost? So many people here. And what about the setting?
Yeah, the setup's amazing, and the atmosphere here. Even though it's a cold night tonight, but the atmosphere is amazing. You got so many Fury fans, you got so many Usyk fans here as well. So it's just an amazing event. I mean, look, I can't remember weighing here in Saudi being this busy.
Let me ask you a
back in the ring again. Good lad. Just relax and chill. I'm here. Here's Michael Buffer.
Professional boxing
It's only Michael.
for your entertainment. Riyadh season in the General Entertainment Authority with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Boxing, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, along with Gold Star Promotions, Gypsy King, K2 Promotions, and Sella. And our sponsorship will be provided by Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudi Airlines, New Muraba Development Company, Tawunia, Hunger Station, Lucid Motors, and Al Tanfiti. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, special thanks to our host nation, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with honor and regards to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, and Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, the rematch. Will it be revenge? Will it be repeat? 12 rounds of boxing for the universally recognized heavyweight championship of the world. Now it's time to bring the warriors to the stage. Challenger and champion making his entrance first. He's the heavyweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom. His professional record stands at 36 fights, 34 victories, 24 big wins by knockout, only one defeat with one draw. He is the heavyweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, the former lineal and two-time heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
So we're all set for the Gypsy King. He was 18 stone 10 the first time he fought Oleksandr Usyk. We expect him to be bigger, Richie, when he stands on the scales tonight.
Yes, we are expecting him to be bigger. He came in at 262, like you said, 18 stone 10. We think he'll be 19, maybe 19 and a half stone. But most certainly, Fletch, yeah, that's going to be, it could be a great advantage, especially if he can get hold of Usyk. He's going to walk forward, he's going to pressure him more.
You can feel it, Steve, in here now. It's changed. In the last 5 minutes, it's changed, Fletch.
Heavyweight champion, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Making his entrance to the ring. He is the heavyweight fighting pride of all of Ukraine, an Olympic gold medal champion now as a professional, a perfect record, 22 fights, 22 victories, 14 big wins by knockout. He is the former undisputed, undefeated cruiserweight world champion, and now the reigning, defending, universally recognized, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk.
So here comes the great Oleksandr Usyk. And in a few minutes' time, Steve, we're going to find out the weight difference between these two. I saw a great quote from Oleksandr Usyk. He said if size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the animals. I tell you what, that's a beauty of a quote. Fletch, do you know it in Ukrainian? Because that's what I'm going to deliver tomorrow. I'll do it in Ukrainian, not accent the words. What a quote. And Carl, absolutely nothing phases this fella. I bet he's never sweated his life apart from through exercise.
Absolutely nothing at all. This guy, he's made of steel. Absolute made of steel. I love him. The people love him. It's a tough fight for him, we know that, but this guy's an animal, absolute animal.
King Tyson Fury.
Top on.
£281 for the challenger, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Did they say 281? So he's £4 heavier than Wilder 2.
Next on
He's got a bit of gear on though, hasn't he? He's got a top on, he's got a leather jacket on, his trousers, so he's got probably a couple of kilo of gear on.
He was 277 for Wilder 2.
That's there's things in the pockets and everything there. That's very, very
He
heavy.
was 276 for Safari when he come back having lost 10 stone. Let's find out what Usyk is.
£226 for the reigning and defending champion, Oleksandr Usyk.
He was 223.5 for the first one. That's his optimum weight. You spoke about optimum weight. That's his optimum weight.
Yeah, and you know, he's wearing stuff again. He's got clothing on, so he's around about 223. Ultimate professional, isn't he? So there's not a lot of change there, Fletch, from the last time he weighed.
If you stripped Usyk down now, he'd be 223.5 pounds.
Absolutely.
Exactly the same. 55 pounds between them. That's big, Fletch.
Wow.
That's big. Wow.
My God.
Before they face each other in the ring tomorrow night here in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi.
This is where they're going to have to watch it, Fletch, now, as these break away.
No, they've been told, Rich.
Yeah,
they've been told, Fletch.
Now. There's not as many people on the stage than what I thought there would be, Steve, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they've moved back from the stage, but the fighters have been told, look at them.
Yeah.
Maybe no head-to-head here, boys.
Woo. Get this. Well, yesterday it was 11 minutes. The stare down between the two of them. There's a lot of people on the stage, there's not a lot of room, and you can absolutely cut the tension and the atmosphere in this theme park, the Wonder Gardens in Riyadh, which all of a sudden is the epicenter of the boxing world.
And you can see this, they're 6 feet apart, not looking at each other, and in the cold you can feel it. You don't need to be in someone's face to get the tension and outgain, Fletch.
Just to reiterate, Tyson Fury 281, he was 262 for the first, that's 18 stone 10. So he's 21 pounds heavier. Oleksandr Usyk just about where he was for the previous fight, but it looks like around a 50-pound weight advantage tomorrow night for Tyson Fury.
12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship.
The stare off Fletch was yesterday, not tonight.
Very brief, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're under orders, Fletch. I mean, let's not mince our words. They're under orders.
My absolute chaos and carnage claim that I made at the top of the show.
Same here.
Didn't work out, did it?
Is this the kind of time, though, where you don't want to expend too much energy up there? You just want to get yourself focused for tomorrow, Amir?
Yeah, I mean, both fighters look very relaxed to me. And if you look at Fury, he looks a lot more calmer this time than the first time round. And yesterday as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems very calm and chilled.
I'm not betraying confidences here, but I spoke to someone in the camp and they said they're keeping as far away from Tyson Fury right now as they can because he's so on edge. Let's hear from them. Nothing.
How do you handle none of this gets to you? How do you pull that off?
Як ти справляєшся з цим? Воно нічого до тебе не доходить із того, що він намагається зробити.
Because my angel helped me, but my God, Jesus helped me, and my family and my team. My wife more helped me.
And tomorrow, real quick, I understand your wife will be here. Who will you dedicate this fight to?
Я знаю, що твоя дружина вже тут. Кому ти присвятиш цю перемогу?
I talk to you tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Tyson Fury didn't quite get to speak to us. However, when he left, he said one word: war. And that is what he's promising tomorrow night. So that's the good news, everyone. I've got Frank Warren with me. Frank, I mean, yesterday it was like 11 minutes of a face-off. Today, 3 seconds, I believe. What did you make of it all up there?
When I make it, there's going to be a war tomorrow. That's what it is. Tyson's come for it, come to get those titles back. That's what he's here for. That's what he's sacrificed a lot for. And that is what I believe will happen.
He weighed 281 pounds, however, full clothing. But one thing's for sure, he's definitely bigger than the first fight.
Yeah, he's heavier, but I think the other guy is as well, isn't he?
He also had clothes on, yeah.
So there you go. Look, you can look in, analyse it what way you like, talk about it what way you like. Fact of the matter is, tomorrow night we're going to find out who is the best. And you know, both of them are coming to fight. It's going to be exciting. That first bell goes, they're going to get down on it, and you're going to see something extra, extra special.
Is this a fight that ends within the distance, Frank?
In my opinion, it will. In Tyson's favour.
Well, there we have it. Frank Warren believes it'll be a Tyson TKO win. Let's find out tomorrow.
Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury come face-to-face in the ring tomorrow night, and we cannot wait. The easiest way to watch us on TNT Sports Box Office is by scanning that QR code on your screen right now. Join myself, Carl, Bunsey and David Hay, 4 p.m. tomorrow. The event is 18+, so there you go. Scan that QR code now for more information and for all of the terms and conditions. Well, that is it. The weigh-in is done. The time for talking is done. Amir Khan still with us. What did you make of that final weigh-in between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk?
It seemed very chilled. Both fighters know that it's business tomorrow.
Yeah.
They don't want to use their energy in the wrong way and just want to stay calm. But yeah, both seem very relaxed, and especially Tyson Fury, because I remember the first time he was very vocal, when he showed a lot of anger. This time he was like really quiet and he walked away. So yeah, I mean, is that confidence or what is that? What do you think, Steve?
I think it's confidence from both of them, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
And I think it's that point, Amir. It's all over now.
Yeah,
Can we just fight, please?
Yeah.
Can we just get in the ring and fight?
You know, the hype's been so big for this fight, and I think it's time where they want to spend time with the family and they want to get the fight over with.
Richie said it. The head-to-head was yesterday. That was the head-to-head. They don't need to do it again.
That was the boiling point. And I think the weight of Fury, Becky.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, because that for me tells you the game plan. Really, I don't think he's going to go back with that 18 stone odd. He's probably 19 stone, Steve. Actually, the heaviest he's ever been. He's going to go forward. He's going to. I think he's going to walk him down, take the shots as he's going forward, and just get hold of him. You can see the tactics now from Tyson because of the weight.
I think he'd be flat-footed walking forward with that amount of weight. That's so heavy for Tyson Fury. I don't think he'll be up on his toes. He'll not move backwards once. I think he's going to press forward and he's going to walk forward.
We did think he would be heavier. Did you think he'd be that heavy?
No, I thought about 10 pounds or so. I know that it's wearing 2 or 3 pounds of leather coat, jeans and trainers, but only 2 or 3 pounds. He's maybe 10 pounds or 9 or 10 pounds heavier than I thought. But that's something they've worked on. That's something as Richie's been banging on and Carl been banging on about all week. The weight. That's obviously what they're doing.
It has been a long week for them, but are we a bit disappointed we didn't really see more tonight?
Oh, stop it. They stared at each other for 11 minutes and 20 seconds yesterday. What more do you want? People cascading off the stage, Becky?
I
do. Injured people and ambulances.
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
That's what we didn't think. I know. Flip me. We're always surprised.
Can I just say one thing? This fight was first made in the summer of 2023. They were meant to officially announce it in October when Tyson Fury fought Ngannou, and they did, but it was half-hearted. Then it was cancelled. Then it was rescheduled for February. These guys have had 8 face-offs. 8 face-offs, Amir.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's unheard of.
They both hate each other.
Exactly. So it's been 18 months. They don't want to do anything else at the moment. 18 months, 8 face-offs, 1 fight, dozens of press conferences. Tick, tick, tick. Go on, boys. Do your stuff in the ring.
All right, no sitting on the fence on this question now. We're going to go down the line, 1, 2, 3. Richie, starting with you. I need a prediction. Who are you backing tomorrow night? Is it Fury or is it Usyk?
I've always said Fury. I said Fury for the first one, and I still think it's Fury for the second one. And I really believe that Fury can march him down. He can bring him onto that right uppercut. I think it's the jab and the right uppercut are going to be the danger shots, and the right uppercut for me could do the damage. And I'm going for a Fury stoppage.
Wow.
Splinters, get ready, first one.
No, I'm fully off the splinters at the moment. I've had the pliers out, as they say in the trade. Let me tell you something. I think it's a tight fight and a hard fight, and I just think Usyk does enough. Just think he does enough. But Richie and the rest of the boys that have got that theory, I understand what they're saying. I just think it's Usyk again.
I think Fury, and I think that he needs to improve, certainly on the first performance. He needs to be more aggressive. The weight suggests that he's going to be more aggressive, and he's going to go forward. I think Fury and a close one.
All right, 2-1.
And I think Fury as